Interesting. Hold on, here we go.
Good evening, everyone. So, I will probably give just a couple of minutes just to let people trickle in because we've just hit 6 o'clock. So we'll probably get things started a little closer to 6:02. For those of you that have just joined, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes and just wait for some other people to trickle in. So we'll probably kick things off around 6:02. Okay, I think we'll get things going. I hope everyone is having a nice evening. Thank you for joining us today for the Brightening Barriers information session. Just so everyone is aware, this session is being recorded, and I'll speak to that in just a couple of moments as well. You should have received a notification as you jumped in.
It's like your phone hack. Then you explain it how you don't want somebody to know your phone that because
If anyone is unmuted, if you could please just make sure that you mute yourselves. Okay, perfect. Can everyone see my screen? If I could just get a little thumbs up from someone who's got their camera on. Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. Just got some people trickling in as well. I just see a hand up. Yep. Get that? Oh no, just an accident. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's jump into things. So this is the Brightening Barriers information session. So I'll just go over a quick high-level agenda. So we'll run through a land acknowledgement, a little bit about myself, some housekeeping, a program overview, program requirements, evaluation and adjudication, submission requirements, application examples, how to apply, and then we'll have a Q&A session. So to begin with our land acknowledgement, the City of Barrie acknowledges the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe people, which include the Odawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. We also acknowledge the Wendat Nation, Huron, who occupied these lands prior to the middle of the 17th century. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and recognize the enduring presence of Indigenous peoples on this land. We are committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nations and Métis and Inuit people. A little bit about myself. So my name is Lisa Mishko. My pronouns are she, her. I am the public art coordinator for the City of Barrie. This is a relatively new position for myself. I've been working within the public art industry for about 4 years and really excited to be with Barrie now. If you need to reach me after this, my contact is lisa.mishko@barrie.ca, and then my phone number is here as well. Some housekeeping before we kick things off. The session is being recorded for documentation and reference. The recording will also be posted on the Brightening Barriers webpage, just so everyone is aware. Please remain muted for the duration of the presentation. If you have any questions once we get to the Q&A session, you can use the raise hand feature to ask any questions. You're welcome to add questions in the chat as well as at any time. And we'll have a Q&A period at the end of the presentation. If you lose connection for any reason, you can rejoin using the same link. So to kick things off, we'll begin with a program overview. So Brightening Barriers is a temporary public art program that transforms downtown patio fencing into an outdoor gallery and brings a free and accessible art experience to the community. This program launched in 2021, so this actually marks the 6th year, showcasing original works by local, regional, and provincial artists. By pairing artists with a downtown business, Brightening Barriers animates the city's core, supports creative expression, and turns everyday barriers into moments of connection and discovery. We'll next jump into the project requirements. So we'll start off with eligibility. So who can apply? This is open to emerging and professional Ontario-based artists and artist teams. Priority will be given to local Simcoe County-based artists, and we welcome artists at all career stages. So that is including emerging and potential first-time applicants. For the artist selection, 4 selections will be for local and regional artists, and 2 of the selections will be available to artists based elsewhere in Ontario. And some quick requirements: artists are responsible for delivering, installing, and deinstalling the artwork. So if you're not based in the region, that's definitely something to consider. And artist teams are welcome to apply, but they must share the total project awarded. Artist considerations. So patio assignments. This is a question that has come up a fair bit. So selected artists will be paired with a downtown patio. Each selected artist will receive a specification sheet and may have to adjust their concept to fit the assigned patio and that patio's dimensions. Patio details, so the location, measurements, and specifications will only be provided to selected artists. So if you are interested in submitting an application, do not tailor your submission to any specific patio. Artwork requirements. It must be securely attached to the patio fence without causing any damages. It can be created, the work can be created in any medium, but must be solid, weatherproof, and able to withstand weather conditions for the duration of the exhibit period. It must cover the patio fence, and artists are responsible for deinstalling the artwork at the end of the exhibit. A couple of notes on the patio fences. So the fences may vary in size and length. Fences are made out of a variety of different materials, such as wood, wrought iron, steel, etc. Now our theme. So for this year, artists are invited to respond to the theme of Rhythm of the City. This focuses on the pattern, movement, and energy that shapes life in the City of Barrie. The creative direction, so the selected works will actually act as kind of a cohesive visual exhibit across the downtown patios. And the work should really reflect the vibrancy, flow, and character of the city. Some content requirements. The artwork must be suitable to be displayed in a public space. It must be community and family friendly, and it should engage both locals and visitors. Our budget. So the total project budget for the selected artists or artist teams, they will receive $5,000 Canadian, inclusive of HST. The budget will cover all project costs. So this includes your artist fee. We want to make sure that you are all paying yourselves, that artists are getting paid for the work that they're doing, material and production costs, professional services, insurance, travel if you're not from the region, installation and deinstallation, and then any other expenses related to completing the artwork. I have a highlight here of the payment schedule. So if you are selected upon signing, you will receive $3,000. And then upon artwork installation, the remaining amount of $2,000. And just some art fee guidance. So following Carfax standards, artists are recommended to allocate at least 30% of the total budget, which is approximately $1,500 as an artist fee. You can choose to adjust this as you see fit. A high-level overview of the timeline and some of the key dates and deliverables here. So the call to artists went live on February 9th. Our information session is happening today. Our submission deadline is March 15th, so we've got a couple of weeks. And our review and selection period will happen mid to end of March. Artists will be notified with agreements executed in early April, and then the artwork fabrication period will be from early April to mid-May. So you'll have about a month and a half for the fabrication period. We do have a set date for installation. So artwork installation will have to happen on May 15th, 2026 from 8 to 11 a.m. And for the artwork deinstallation, I had an inaccurate date, unfortunately, in the document. So that will be updated. So at the moment, we're kind of shifting this to the end of September, and an exact date will be determined. For evaluation and adjudication, a bit about the selection process. So this will be facilitated by the public art coordinator, so myself. It'll be reviewed by a selection panel of art and design professionals and project interest holders. Selected proposals will undergo a technical review by the city as well. The evaluation criteria will be artistic merit, so quality, originality, and overall artistic excellence. Response to the theme, so strength of interpretation of the theme, rhythm of the city, and project feasibility, so ability to meet project goals within the budget and the timeline. There is also a mentorship component. So following the success of 2025, we have continued the mentorship component for emerging artists. Up to 3 artists may be selected to receive mentorship from experienced local artists. This really supports the support will focus on technical fabrication, installation, and project execution. And mentorship helps emerging artists realize their vision while still maintaining their own artistic integrity. A little bit more on mentorship. So how will artists be selected? The selection committee will identify emerging artists based on the following criteria. So strength of the proposed artistic approach, demonstrated potential and past experience, readiness to benefit from mentorship, need for additional technical or professional development, and priority will be given to artists with strong conceptual visions who would benefit from some guidance and some mentorship. Some application details on mentorship. So no separate mentorship application is required. You can mention within your application that you are an emerging artist. Emerging artists are selected as part of the main selection process, so there will not be a separate process for that, and participation will be confirmed during the selection phase. Now information on the selection panel. So it's the selection panel composition. Selection panel members bring a wide range of professional experience, which may include having an individual artistic practice, working within the government, roles in an arts organization. The panel really will reflect the regional and cultural diversity of Barrie and Simcoe County, and the panel members represent a variety of artistic practices found within the region. Selection panel members are selected based on their broad knowledge and experience with relevant art forms, artists, and arts organizations, understanding of Barrie's cultural needs, those of similar communities, and ability to provide fair and objective feedback in a group decision-making environment. And lastly, strong communication skills and the ability to clearly articulate opinions. Now, but I'll kind of go over this pretty high level quickly now. So starting off with the letter of intent. So this is a brief statement on your artistic background, interest in the project, and community connection, really highlighting your relevant experience. Your artistic statement and concept description. This really is an opportunity for you to describe your proposed artwork and explain how it responds to the 2026 theme of Rhythm of the City. Resume and CV. This is a summary of artistic experience. You can include professional work, community-based projects, self-directed practice, education, mentorships that can be quite open. All career stages are welcome, and public art experience is not required. If you are applying as an artist team, teams must submit 1 resume per each team member. Concept images, up to 3 images showing your proposed concept, preliminary sketches or visuals, and final designs are not required. A little bit more on the submission requirements. So fabrication and installation approach, including your materials, approximate dimensions. These could be subject to change if you are selected, so please keep that in mind. Fabrication process, and then installation and hanging method. A budget, so your preliminary budget breakdown based on the total budget for the project, which is $5,000 Canadian, including HST. This again should include an artist fee, material, fabrication, and all fees related to the project. For additional work samples, sharing up to 5 images of past work or related projects, and team applications, please list all team members. Please submit all required materials for each member, and please set one designated contact person for the team. We'll run through a couple of application examples. So starting here, we have a project from last year. So on the left-hand side, you can see the rendering that the artist has made. And on the right-hand side, you can see a photo of the actual installed work. So you can see in both of these images that it's 2 different fences, but you can see that the artist has kind of showcased how they're hoping to install the work and kind of display the work, I should say. See, you can kind of understand the average height of the pieces, and it gives you kind of a good visual for the selection committee to get an idea of the artist concept. Another example that we have here from last year as well. This rendering is a little bit of a simpler drawing, or this image is a bit of a simpler drawing that we have here on the left-hand side. So this artist didn't provide a full rendering of what the piece would look like once installed. But with their application, we were able to see that there was an opportunity to mentor the artist, that they had a really great concept, that they were able to really describe that concept and have visuals to showcase what they were hoping to do. And through mentorship, as you can see on the right-hand side, we had a really fantastic installation. Another example that we have here was from a project from a couple of years ago. Again, this artist did create more of a rendering with just a mock patio fence that they selected. Again, you can see in both of these images that the fences are completely different, but you can still get a really good understanding of what they're hoping to showcase and depict. And then I have included a couple of examples that I would maybe say aren't as traditional. What we often see is artists working with plywood panels as a canvas and kind of, as the previous example showcased, being able to cut those out and manipulate those into different shapes, having those be painted, sealed, and then installed. We have had a couple of installations that have maybe had more of that sculptural element to it. So this piece here was from a few years ago. And you can see here that the artist has really looked at the patio fence in a bit of a different way, chose to use a very different material, and has kind of created a unique sculptural element with it as well. Another piece that we have here from a couple of years ago as well, you can see that this piece actually uses string to create this visual. So again, another way of approaching this project. This installation was very successful as well, and kind of an example of how you can choose a different medium to work with. I'm also just in the office, and I think the lights have gone out because they're on a timer. So I'm going to put my light on and see if there's here. Can you guys see me still? Is that all right? Yeah, okay, perfect. Sorry about that. A little bit about some of the best practices. So really show a strong visual impact. So using bold colors, having clear shapes, and designs that also read from a distance. These are going to be in public spaces. So you might have people, looking at the artwork from across the street or down the street. They might not always have the opportunity to come right up to it. So you are gonna, and it's also a busy area because it's public space. You're also gonna have people walking by. So those are kind of important factors to take into consideration. Design for the patio context as well. So ensure that the concept is scalable. So artists that are selected will receive those patio specifications, but at this stage, ensure that your concept is scalable, that it fits the patio fence format, and enhances the surrounding streetscape. Prioritize durability and safety. So choose weather-resistant materials, avoid any types of sharp edges, unstable elements, or anything that could interfere with patio operations as well. Provide clear visual mock-ups. So include simple sketches or digital mock-ups. As we've seen in these examples, these can be placed directly onto an example fence, or alternatively, these can just be visual sketches. And so really ensuring that the selection committee has a good understanding of what you're hoping to create. Keep the artwork accessible and community friendly. So make sure that you're designing for all ages, ensuring the artwork adds positivity, curiosity, and delight to the downtown core of the City of Barrie. And show feasibility within your budget and your timeline. So present a realistic plan for your fabrication, for your materials, for your installation that fits within the program budget and the timeline. We want to make sure that the concepts that are put together and brought forth and the proposals are feasible within the project budget and the project timeline. So how to apply. The application is coming up on March 13th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. The City of Barrie is not responsible for any technical issues experienced by the applicant, and incomplete or late submissions will not be accepted. All applications must be compiled into a single PDF document, a maximum of 10 megabytes, and submitted just via email to myself. And the email is here on the screen, lisa.mishko@barrie.ca, and with the subject line, Brightening Barriers 2026, and your name. I am responding to all applicants, letting them know that their application has been received. So you will receive a confirmation email from me if you do submit an application. I'm going to run through a very quick overview of what we just chatted through. So these are kind of high-level key items that I've put on one slide. So if you want to maybe remember a specific detail, this is a great slide to come back to. So our deadline is March 13th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. So in about 2 weeks' time. Please submit one PDF document, a maximum of 10 megabytes via email to myself. The budget is $5,000, all inclusive. We have a theme, which is Rhythms of the City. Eligibility, it's open to Ontario-based artists, again, with priority given to local Simcoe County artists. And the selection, we are selecting up to 6 artists, 4 being local or regional and 2 being Ontario-based. The project must cover the patio fencing and withstand outdoor weather. Artists are responsible for installation as well as de-installation, which will be happening at the end of September. We will have mentorship available for up to 3 emerging artists, no separate application required. And selected artists will be selected based on artistic merit, response to the theme, and project feasibility. And lastly, this is a public, family-friendly exhibit, so content must be suitable for all audiences. We'll be able to jump into the Q&A session. For those of you that registered online, you would have seen that there was an opportunity for you to kind of ask questions. So I have gone through and identified the most commonly asked questions and then prepared some quick answers. So I'll begin with answering those. I'm hoping that there's a chance that I've answered everyone's questions. If not, we'll open the floor and do a Q&A. So some of our commonly asked questions. So what materials are typically used is something that has come up quite a lot. So a lot of the materials that are often used, as you would have likely seen in some of the examples that we've highlighted, is lightweight cutouts. So the use of wood, MDF, aluminum, PVC. Sculptural elements have been mounted on frames. So as we saw with that Why We Knit installation that span the fence length. Paints and finishes, we're looking at, we're seeing people often use exterior grade or acrylic paint, using UV resistant clear coats and sealants. And there are also options to apply an anti-graffiti laminate to the work as well, or an anti-graffiti coating, I should say. Another question that came up quite a lot is how do you actually secure the artwork to the fence? So you can use bolts, brackets, clamps, or anything compatible with the patio fencing. As mentioned, the fencing can be made out of a variety of different materials. So you can kind of outline what your approach is within your application, but just have the understanding that there may be a potential where you have to pivot that approach. Using weather-resistant screws and reinforced backings or frames. Another question, can we have more information on the specific patio locations? So as mentioned, patio locations and details will be shared with selected artists. This is not information that is available at this time. At this stage, artists will not be matched with the patio. So within your application, I really encourage you to make it scalable, flexible, and flexible enough to suit any patio fence, as well as kind of, again, as mentioned, when we're talking about securing it, fences are a variety of different types. And the fencing may also vary in length, height, and again, materiality. A couple of other questions that have come up is guidelines and specifications for installation. Selected artists will receive a terms of reference, which will outline project details, including guidelines and specifications for installation. So information will be outlined in this document if you are selected. And what are the size dimensions that we can work with? So there are no specific dimensions for your work itself. So as you can see, the patios vary in a variety of different sizes. Generally, there is like a standard average height for a patio fence, but they can vary in length. So I would say that when thinking about kind of your concept and what you're putting together, again, having it be scalable and flexible. So if you, for example, are selected and have a larger patio area, having the opportunity to potentially extend your piece or display it in a different way. And designs, again, must be scalable and adaptable to fit different fence lengths, heights, and materials. Those are all the kind of commonly asked questions that I had come up. But I can open the floor now and we can run through any kind of, essentially do a Q&A period. I'll do my best to answer everyone's questions. If there is something for some reason that I can't answer or I want to get more info for you on, I can reach back out to you after this conversation as well with more details. Yeah, if anyone has a question, just please raise your hand. And then, yeah, you'll be able to jump in. Okay, Monica, I saw your hand pop up first.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Can
Hi.
you hear me okay, everybody? Yeah, good.
Yes.
I'm Monica Wickler, public artist. Super excited about this project and to meet you, Lisa. So my question is based around the insurance. Can you tell me a little bit more about what kind of, I'm assuming liability insurance, and so my understanding is that would then cover the artist during or the installation crew, the artist during fabrication, but not bleed into insurance for the piece during installation, which then, and sorry, Lisa, so two-stage question, then who will be responsible for, let me say, like the upkeep of the piece during installation? Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
so to start off with insurance, thank you for your questions, Monica. To start off with insurance, so it is general liability insurance. So this would be for the period of kind of fabrication and installation, specifically because you are installing on City of Barrie property. The insurance does not have to be had for the duration of the exhibit period. So it is specific to from, once you are selected until the work is installed, and it's just general liability insurance. If you are selected, our team can support you with identifying potential insurers if that's a challenge or anything along those lines. The second question with kind of maintenance and upkeep. So if for whatever reason there are potential damages to the work. So for example, if we have a really rainy summer and the work hasn't been weatherproofed correctly, there is a chance that we may reach back out to you and ask you to be able to kind of support fixing the challenges. If there has been something like graffiti or vandalism, let's say, that's something that the city will likely be able to take care of. Perfect. I saw your thumbs up there, Monica. The next person I see here on my screen is hand number 2 is Samantha.
Helps if I take my mic off.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Hi, everybody. I'm Samantha. Hi, Lisa. I'm just wondering if there's the opportunity to make it a little interactive by adding QR codes, maybe leading to other places. I know sometimes that can be an issue with graffiti wise and people putting stickers over top of them, but I'm wondering if that's an option.
Yeah, so there will be a curatorial panel. So I actually hadn't mentioned that in this presentation, but that is something that will be included on each exhibit. So with there being a curatorial panel, there could be an opportunity to incorporate something like a QR code, because there will be a panel that is printed next to the piece. Are you like specifically thinking that QR code kind of, links someone to, let's say, an educational piece that speaks
Yes.
to your work? Is that kind of the thought that you're
Not
having?
to an educational piece, maybe to different art or different musicians, different different, like cultural heritage
Mhm.
things within the city of Barrie related to music.
Yeah, I think that should
Yeah.
be feasible.
Okay.
There could be a couple of different approaches that you take as well. You could, let's say, have a QR code printed on like an alu panel in vinyl and installed next to your works. That could be built into your budget. Or alternatively, you could, request that that's incorporated into your curatorial panel. So you kind of have 2 approaches there, but I don't see that as being a problem.
Okay. And the other question I have, is there an ability to pivot as far as the fabrication, what we submit if we feel like maybe it needs to go in a different direction, or is it what we say is what we have to produce? Like as far as the
Um,
actual, as far as the product, not the design, like not the imagery, but
yeah, yeah.
oh, I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh,
Sorry.
are
Yeah,
people having, oh, am I back? Okay,
you're
there we
back.
go.
Yeah.
Perfect. As long as the concept remains the same, I don't see that as being an issue,
Okay.
as well as like as long as it stays within the budget that's been allocated for the project. So if for whatever, like if you are selected for whatever reason, there are challenges with that specifically, that's a conversation that we can have and kind of discuss how that could potentially be adjusted. But I do think that there is flexibility to pivot if needed, as
Okay.
long as
Thank you.
again that concept remains the same that you had provided within your application.
Thank you.
Not a problem. I think Athena, I've got you next on my screen here.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Obviously, I'm Athena. So I have one question that I've been wanting to ask. So just to confirm, do I have to, or am I obligated to contribute any amount of money on my side? Like how
No.
much is required? Okay.
No,
And
no.
is
So
it okay if I ask? Okay, go on.
I was just gonna, so we would like, there's nothing that you have to, no financial kind of requirement to submit an application. So that the call is open, there's no requirement there. And if you are selected, we really do encourage artists to work within that total budget allocated of $5,000 and working within the budget that is provided for the project. So there should be no additional fee that is required from yourself personally.
Okay. And while I'm here, is it okay if I ask one more question? Is quick. So, would anything, if I'm not quite, I want to say this is gonna, I hope this doesn't sound mean or offensive to anyone. I'm not quite up on the age tower. Does that have anything to do with this? Like, will I like get shut down completely if I'm like, I want to say too young?
No, not at all. The call is open for emerging and professional artists. So that can be artists of all ages. The applications are being reviewed based on kind of the specific requirements that we've outlined, and something like age isn't a part of that. So, you know, if you have a strong application that showcases that, that shouldn't be a problem. And if you are more of an emerging artist, there is a mentorship component built into this as well. So that could be a great opportunity for mentorship specifically.
Okay, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Maria, I think I've got you next. You're just muted.
I will be super quick because I have kids here. So my question is, I am the owner of the studio. Can I do a team project for me and my students, like older students? Is it possible, or better to apply like from myself and then work with them?
So you could do that as like an artist team, essentially. So an application as an artist team. If you have a studio and you would like to work with like a select group of artists from your studio, let's say, I'm just going to put out a random number. Let's say it's yourself and 5 other students. That could be a way for you. You can put your application together in that type of structure. And within your application, let's say you can highlight that you would work as the lead artist, provide that context of having your own studio.
So
and
I don't need, I'm sorry, Lisa. I don't need a resume for each of participants, like this. Yeah, I am the leader. So all the info about me, and I need to mention that I will work with my students.
Yeah, and I think I would specify like the students that you will be working with, or let's say if it's a specific class that you're working with. So in this case, because it's not a traditional artist team, and you know they are students within your school, I think just providing that context very clearly and outlining that, having you as the lead artist. Yeah, I don't see a specific issue with that, but again, it would be the total project awarded of $5,000.
Great, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Monica, is your hand still up? Did you have another question, or is your hand just still up? Sorry.
I think my hand is
Okay.
just up. Sorry,
Okay.
do you take it down or do I take it down?
Are you able to take it down? I might be able to take it down on my end.
Ignore my hand up, please.
Okay, not a problem. Just wanted to double check. I have Susha. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, you're pronouncing that correctly. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I don't know if this has already been discussed. I know you said that artists will be responsible for the installation, but will there be any help at all from the city or the Barrie Public Art team in case the artist cannot find any help, or I mean, I should be able to find someone, family or friends. I mean, if that's needed, but I'm just wanted to check if in case artists are just they have to do it alone, will there be any help at all from the city?
So the artists are responsible to install the work themselves, as well as deinstall the work themselves. We have a very specific window for installation. So I'm going to say it off the top of my head. I believe it's March 15th, but the time, or sorry, May 15th.
Yeah.
But the time is from 11 a.m. to, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So I will be on site floating throughout that day. If for whatever reason you're experiencing any challenges, the selected artist at that point, you know, will have my contact information. So we can always troubleshoot if there are any issues, but it is the artist's responsibility to install the work as well as deinstall the work.
Okay, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Are there any other questions?
Lisa, I have one more question.
Okay, perfect.
Is there could there be an electrical component? Is there access to electricity?
Um, I am not 100% sure. With the nature of it being a patio, there is likely a chance that there would be access to power, but I cannot guarantee that. There could be approaches where if you wanted to make sure that that was possible, looking into like simple small solar panels. I
Right.
don't know if that would be feasible within the budget that's allocated for the
Yeah.
project.
Mhm.
If you are interested in having, maybe a lighting component, I would maybe say that this could be, in addition to your installation. And if power is available on the patio space, then that is something that could be incorporated. So not having that as like your
Right.
focus point for the
So I
work.
was thinking more speakers than lighters, than lights.
Okay.
But
Okay.
so
Yeah.
and then I guess broaching the subject of, is there any restrictions around sounds or
That is a
noise
great
level?
question, Monica.
Yeah.
The city does likely have, I'm sure the city has kind of a noise bylaw that you would have to make sure that you're kind of working within. So that is something that you could probably find online and give a quick read through. But I'm not 100% sure if there would be like what those exact potential restrictions would be. If you do
Okay.
have any additional questions that you'd want to run through, you can send me an email
Okay.
and yeah, I can maybe go back to my manager and see if I can provide, a little bit more of a specific example because I'm not 100% sure. So good
Yeah, it's
question.
all good. Okay. Thank you. Awesome.
Not a problem. Are there any other questions? Sarah? Oh, I think you're just muted. Oh, you are
Sorry, trying
still
to figure out how
muted.
to unmute myself. Got it. I'm still sort of percolating an idea in the back of my mind, and I'm wondering if I work with a group of kids. If we were to do this together as a team, would it be any kind of violation to include the team logo in the projects that we would produce?
Um, that is a great question. If the logo is the focal point, of the work, I'd maybe say not. That, for example, is maybe something that could be included on the curatorial panel. So again, the curatorial panel is a space for the artist to speak about the work and their artistic practice. So maybe that would be, like a location where that could be included, rather than maybe being included on the work directly.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Not a problem. Jake?
Is there any limit to the number of submissions an artist can make? Obviously, only one might be selected, but is there a number? Like, can they only enter one per artist, or can they do
That's a great
multiple?
question. I don't think that is specified within the call itself. So you're giving me a quick learning experience today, something to remember to add to the next one. I would probably say that, I would encourage artists to submit one single application. But again, that has not been outlined directly within the call. But I would say that one application would be preferred.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Not a problem. Any other questions? Just gonna make sure I can see everyone here. Sarah?
Hi. In regards to support material, not the three like sketches or mock-ups, but the support material of like completed work, would you suggest if it's a medium that like you've worked with in alternative ways than what you're proposing, would you suggest that we provide support material demonstrating our work with that medium despite it being different from how we're proposing to use that medium? Or would you suggest maybe focusing on like our other public work, even if the medium's not related?
I would say highlighting both. So if you're planning on working with a specific medium that you have past examples of, definitely include that because that's going to showcase your use of that material. And then you can also include additional examples that highlight some of your other works and showcase your other skills and experience. I believe it's 5 images for those additional works. So, you have the ability to kind of showcase a couple of different pieces that, can really highlight your skill level and experience.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. We've got 15 minutes, so I'm going to do another call out and see if there are any other questions that are coming to mind. If anyone does have anything that comes to mind, right after we hang up or anytime later this week, you can just shoot me an email as well. I'm happy to answer any questions via email. Okay, I don't see any raised hands. So I think that we might be good to wrap things up for this evening. Thank you everyone for joining this session today. I hope that we were able to kind of answer and clarify any questions that you had. And I really hope to see your applications come through. We're really excited for this year's program, and it'll be my first time working on it. So I'm really thrilled to be working on it as well. And I hope everyone has a lovely evening.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Bye.
Of course, thanks everyone.
Have a lovely evening.
Take care.